All right, what's up, y'all? New Bookmap stream is now 10:30 Eastern Time to 11:30 Eastern Time, starting on Wednesdays and going here on out. No longer on Thursdays; it's now on Wednesdays. So, welcome to the new stream. Right now, we're dealing with 5100 on ES. Nasdaq is coming off just a touch here, but still just kind of hanging out. Not a lot of crazy price action after the morning shake and bake. Right here. Continuing our conversation about position defense. I find that's this sort of trading way more interesting in scalping and prop firms. Well, yeah, absolutely. It's far more lucrative than scalping. The downside of it is it does usually require a bigger account size. If you're dealing with, if you have $1,000 account, you're not going to be able to do this type of strategy, and that's the whole point. Is you got to gain that stuff. But you don't have to write premium to be agile. You could do other stuff. If you've got a smaller account, you could still take a call if you're in a long-term put. You could still take a put if you're in a long-term call against any one day's price action. Just be agile. Don't do nothing and just sit there and take the L. Stream analysis levels have been very useful for your recent entries. Do you use them as price action levels to enter trades or gauge the overall market moves? So the SR levels, I pay attention to overall themes for the current environment. Now, the SR levels I post every day are usually 24 to 48 hours back in price action. The macro levels I post for Tier 2 every week, I post those Sunday night, and those last all week. Those are weeks, months, quarters back. And those are major pivots in the market that I want to pay attention to. That's why they work a lot more accurately. So, but yeah, I think I just answered your question there, Daft Punk. Yeah, but the SR levels, I look back anywhere between 24 hours. Maybe I'll go back a week if there's a major pivot there I need to pay attention to. But yeah, and then I'm looking at the options chain data for any kind of OI strikes and GEX, which, by the way, I need to update the options chain data here. Right now, we have put buying and call selling on SPY, aggressive call selling on SPY, and it's still getting more negative. Tesla, we have put buying, we have Q put buying, and we have NVIDIA call selling. Let's take a look at the zero options data. What's up, Dan? How you doing? The Tier 2 lows have been insane. You're welcome. Yeah, this week they've been exceptional. The ES macro level has been exceptional this week. I'm back to flat on my scalp puts, but I'm going to ride the rest down. So a good 50% to open up the day today, and we'll see what else happens. We'll see what happens. 50.94. Nasdaq wants this nasty 17.675 on down here. $675 would be about 150 points down from here, so that would be an aggressive move. An aggressive move. When you write premium, do you take profit at a set percentage, or do you actively manage them? I don't actively manage them. Right now, I'm kind of playing it by ear. Both of my short puts are over 50% right now, and my long put is doing very well. So I'm in as good a position as you could be for a PDS right now. And it's not because it's a PDS necessarily. It's because how I entered. I took the long put first. I had a very good move for my position, and then at the bottom of the market, I sold premium. So I didn't just enter the PDS right up front. I got the best of both worlds here. So for now, I'm gonna basically challenge the market to fall another 150 points by Friday. I say that, and I think the problem is I think we are in an environment where the market could easily do that if we take out this this lower pre-market support. Can you write off Discord purchases on your taxes, like the memberships? I don't know. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right? That's not tax advice. Don't do that. $50.97. All right. Let's get the morning range locked in. We have 51.19, 50.90, so we're dealing with about a 29-point range on ES, which is nice. That's a great range. NASDAQ is way on up there. We got 959, and then the low right here is 808. So we're dealing with a 150-point range on NASDAQ. Just need to hold 5,000 until Friday. I keep selling those puts against my other puts. Yeah, 50 points. What's the low dog liquidity? 17,675 on NASDAQ here is the big dog. That's a colossal NASDAQ level. Outside of that, we have 17,800, which is right around the pre-market lows. Right now, we're just consolidating around 17,837, and ES is holding right here at 50.96, 5100. That's weird, kid. I don't know. So we are dealing with an order book here that's starting to build liquidity up and down. We have 17,900, 17,800. ES has a whole bunch lower and a little bit higher, 5,100, 5,125, and then this cat down here at 50, 55, and building even lower to 5,000 on ES. So, and we're pinned to the morning low right here. We're not coming off of it, and if we take out the morning low, I would expect the pre-market low of 50.76 would be an additional 20 points down. Let's get this gabagoo. I love it. Bitcoin finally breaks support after I cover my short. That's the way it happens, isn't it? Do I expect any sort of major bounce resistance? I don't know, but I'll tell you this, Kennedy. If we attack 50.80 again and 17,800 on Nasdaq, I think we'll transact through it. If the bulls fail again and we have yet another test, I think that'll complete absorption. No, I don't think we'll blast on through it unless, I mean, they could. My guess will be we drop to that level and then we absorb there for a couple of minutes, 20 minutes or so, and then transact through it into the afternoon. Besides Complete Guide of EPA, what's your second most recommended book? Trading in the Zone is great. FAA advisory says all Alaska mainline and subcarrier flights grounded. Stop. Interesting. Maybe because of the Japan earthquake. The sellers are still very much in control. It's just moving very slow. Look at that 3 time frame chart, the 30, 15, 5. We have a nice bottom wick on the first 30-minute candle, which is the 10 o'clock candle, which is now obviously closed. We're in the second candle. And they're filling back down that bottom wick, which is bearish. And if we take out the 5091, I would fully expect pre-market lows. NVIDIA is about to come off here too. That multiple time frame helps see what's happening on that 30-minute. And now they're adding liquidity to 5090, which I would expect to transact through and to start attacking the 5080 once we get through this area. The 15-minute candle is low volume though. Yeah, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's a good thing if you're looking for downside. If we see any kind of major bottom wick with high volume, then yeah, I would probably look to long back up to the range high. If Israel attacks Iran over the weekend, how much of a drop do you think we'll see on ES on Sunday night? I would, if that happens this weekend, I would probably say we'll have a decent drop. Because that's the problem, is that the retaliation is different. However, the deeper we get into this conflict, the more of a nothing burger this will become from a market perspective. So maybe they've got one more weekend where if Israel does this, we'll have some market movement. And then after that, it'll be whatever, just let them swap licks. Obviously, if one of them does something that's never been seen before, we could see a lot more juiciness. Yeah. I could pretty much guarantee Israel is going to retaliate with my extensive geopolitical background. Joking. But yeah, I would expect them to retaliate. Just to what degree? They would lose all credibility if they didn't retaliate. Apple's not moving. NVIDIA's not moving. Microsoft is not moving. Dow just put a new low in. Russell's not moving. XLF is not moving. VIX is not moving. Pre-market low is 50.75 on ES. Yes, that's true. 50.75.75, correct. Netanyahu yesterday says he plans to retaliate and told Europe to mind their own business. I agree with that statement. We should mind our own business. What's the difference between underlying price and current stock price? I have tried to Google it, but I'm not getting it. Well, for example, the derivatives of options in stock, if you're trading Google options, you have to track the underlying, which is the Google stock itself. RTY is red again. Yeah, that's one of the bigger. The fact that the Russell has been getting smoked just shows you that we do have weak market breadth because the Russell is the small caps. The Russell and the Dow is separate of what we're normally seeing here for the major players. The Russell much more. So the fact that we're seeing the Russell tank every day, despite the fact that the S&P has been flat for almost going on 48 hours here, shows you that the market breadth is just not there. It's weak. The only thing holding this up is the fact that tech is not tanking. Most of the tech is now green. Google's up 1.3%. And once that fails, we'll continue down with the markdown, probably into 17,400 on NASDAQ. And I would probably say 5,000 on ES, if not lower, for at least this week. Did that answer your question, Iron Will? Oh, green candle, 5,100. Is there a bunch of liquidity in the 515, 521 range on SPY? Let's see. What about 100 points up or so? 5150, which is roughly about 515, 516. We have a little bit at 5180, very small level though. A little bit. Yeah, we got a couple of small levels up top, but nothing like we have down bottom. Are those hedges? No, just open liquid. Those aren't big enough for me to really pay attention. 200 lot on ES is nothing. It's not really much for me to pay attention to, so it's just they're up there. There's much larger liquidity down south. SPX. I thought when the price goes down, I should be green, like make money. Depends what position you're in. If you bought SPX puts, then yes, you should make money when the price goes down, separate from theta. I mean, if the price action takes too long to go down and you're in a put, then theta will overcome your delta. I have a call spread 0 DTE. The underlying is 508. Oh, you have a call spread. Okay. Well, that is a bearish position. A vertical call spread is a bearish position. Underlying price is 5058. Stock price is 5056. There's something that I'm misunderstanding. When you're trading SPX, there is no underlying. There is no SPX is not a traded vehicle. The only thing you can do on SPX is trade options. You can't go buy SPX. There is no volume on it. It's not traded. It's strictly for options. But if you buy a call credit spread on SPX and it drops 50 points, yeah, you're going to make money. Or I'm sorry, if you short a call credit spread, not buy, you're going to make money. Am I still in that put? Not the 0, no. I am in the long puts, obviously, but not the short puts. Not the short dated puts. That's confusing. Dropping back off 5088. Beautiful stuff. Exceptional. Look at this. What percentage profit did you get on that 0 put you took on the breakdown from my math? 57% was my lock-in. Now it would be much higher. It'd be almost probably at 100% now. You're welcome. Coming back off 5085. Dropping back over. Beautiful. Attacking this lower liquidity. Large red move on 5083. Look at that move. Look at that move. Look at that move. 5082 on down. Huge. And now we're attacking pre-market lows. Once we cleared out the 5090, I fully expect pre-market lows right here. Now they are adding liquidity lower, 5065. You see this roll down with the overall liquidity at 5055 right here. You're welcome, Turple Lord. You're welcome. What up, Luke Skywalker? How you doing? More red coming off, dropping. If we take out the pre-market levels, this is going to get spicy. The daily chart has nothing about buyers recouping anything. So Nvidia is getting destroyed, Apple's getting destroyed, everything. In fact, my entire watch list just ticked down large red engulfings. And VIX ticked up big green. So everything's indicative of a market-wide drop there. 5080 is still coming off. If VIX takes out 20, yeah, watch out below. Watch out below. Here it comes. Here it comes. 5079. Bam. There we go. Glad I sold some CCSs. Nice, Mr. 50. Beautiful. Daily goal reach. Nice, Damien. Well done. Well done. $50.80. Testing 50.75 here. Keep it up, Damien. Keep it up, buddy. Great market analysis these past few weeks. Oh, thanks, Mr. 50. Appreciate it. Huge trade for me to get back into profit. I was nervous there for a bit. Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Market is still heading down here. We have one red engulfing, very large volume, third highest volume candle of the day, close, and then follow on small green here. Is there any book or video you recommend for candle patterns, trends? I struggle. Yeah, Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis. She does a great job of setting up patterns in a couple of different candles. Now, she doesn't go into the necessarily basics of candle reading very much, but she does talk about patterns, candle patterns. Not like Head and Shoulders crap, but candle patterns. My losses of Monday are no more. Made it back on more. Nice, Damien. Beautiful. Yeah, read the whole book. I promise you that I always talk about chapters 4 through 7 and 8, but the entire book is fantastic. Even the chapters 10, 11, 12. In fact, our tier 2 call this past weekend was over chapter 11. Multiple time frame analysis. Yeah, awesome, Damien. Proud of you, buddy. Is there a reason? Where'd that come from? Oh, somebody, Discord server. There we go. Where'd that go? Is there a reason we bounce at 17,765? Sunny M is asking. Just want to see if I missed something. 17,765. We do have a bit of a trend line. That's the only thing I'm really seeing. We didn't feel a lot of liquidity there. If you plot the trend lines from Monday until now, the bounces, it sets right here. So that could have been it. The book Owens mentioned the best book I've ever read on trading. Yep, me too. It's a fantastic book. Do you see that trend line I'm talking about? Do you ever do bear call spreads when the market is going down, or just buy long puts? What's better? Yeah, they're both better. I mean, there's not one is not better than the other. One is zone defense, one is man-to-man defense. So it really depends. Can you post the trend line here? Yeah. Un momento, por favor. My screenshot doesn't work anymore, so I have to actually manually do it, which kind of blows, but there you go. How did I come across that book? Recommendations. A lot of people I follow that if I respect their analysis enough to actually follow them and listen to their advice, I'll look at the recommendations. Somebody recommended that book a long time ago, and I was like, man, it's about volume. Heck yeah, read it, fantastic, because it made sense. My type of brain, I need to know why things work. I can't just be like, that thing tells me to buy, so buy. I can't do that because I'm never going to be able to grow my own system if I do that. And I read that book and it told me why things happen, why the auctions occur and where, and it really broke down the psychology of the market, which, in my opinion, is the most important thing. I know people joke and say, especially like on Wall Street bets and stuff, they joke and say, well, if you just take a call where I take a put, you'll make a crap ton of money. And there is some truth to that, unfortunately, because retail traders, short-dated traders, tend to buy when they should be shorting and short when they should be buying, because the market is tailored to sweep liquidity, to sweep out these levels, to make it look bullish and then reverse it, to make it look bearish then reverse it. It's made to do that because that's how you sweep liquidity. And that book allowed me to identify those levels. Man, aggressive bounce right back inside the range after a large red engulfing. Case in point, right here. Huge red, get everyone start to short, and then they rip it right back up. They tap liquidity. That is now the 5th time that we have tapped liquidity and raged. So strong defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost 6 times, not quite as low though. How can anyone stay in that trade that you closed at 0 DTs earlier? The strong wick at 9.15. The 9.15 wick doesn't scare me. This bounce right here would have scared me if I was still in it. If you can't survive a 5 or 6 point bounce, then you're going to get scuffed out all the time. That didn't scare me. This bounce scares me if you were in a short. What's the name of the book? I don't see the comments on YouTube. I'll type it out. The Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis by Anna Coling. Retest of the morning low. Could this be a new accumulation area phase beginning or too soon for accumulation? I mean, sure, it could. We are getting very substantial defense. Now, everyone flip over to the 60-minute candles right now and go look at ES right now and the NASDAQ. So we are getting some bottom wicks, but we're also getting aggressive sell-off. What's happening right now is stairs up, elevator down. Stairs up, elevator down. Now, that doesn't really tie into accumulation. Accumulation usually, once we enter this phase, is those phases where we get the huge buy-ups off the bottom. We get the buying climax, and then we switches into the mark-up phase. But we haven't, I suppose, obviously we could begin that phase up after a lengthy consolidation phase. But we haven't really dropped all that much. We've had one day outside of the range, and that was Monday. Friday got us to the bottom of the range. Monday got us through and into new territory. Could we bounce back up? Sure, I've seen crazier things. But I think personally we're accumulating for a move down. But I won't really know until I see this week close. I won't really know. Right now it's just thesis until I see the actionable price action coming up into the week. Are we talking about volume price analysis by Anna Coling? Yes. It's a great, great book. I have not read that, AR. This is a pretty aggressive move here. 20 points back up on ES, right back inside the range. And on the 30-minute candles we're watching. So all signs of liquidity sweep right there. So you're making money on selling the short-dated puts and buying longer-dated puts because of IV spike. I mean, I'm not necessarily making money because of the. I mean, the IV spike is certainly helping, but the price action is the deltas is what's really was really helping on the long puts, and then the theta, because they're short-dated on the short puts, are making me money. $5,100, $5,107. $5,107 would put us in the middle of the range. So if we grab this liquidity right here, we have liquidity back on 50.90. No, definitely. Definitely. I'm glad you're back, Nick. Glad you're back. I thought to potentially go down, we would test the morning range low. Why to believe that would be a liquidity grab to go higher to a morning range? I don't. Just because we have a liquidity grab doesn't necessarily mean we're going to rocket back up. What this is doing is stopping out shorts, because in order to have an efficient move, you can't have a whole bunch of shorts trying to exit the trade on the way down. So this is a shakeout. We had an aggressive move down into 50.70, 50.75, aggressive bottom wick. And if you look on the 5-minute, it's all three candles were coupled with volume, and we're just retesting the morning low here. So this could be a morning low retest, which it looks like it will, to transact even lower. But the point is, what that was is stopping out, one, transacting into demand and catching everyone trying to chase that red candle. Oh crap, big red candle, let me short. Boom, immediate red. Now you're in a weak position. The second people see that weak position, they see they're getting slammed on, they're going to dump out, which pops the market even back up, and now we're going to absorb that and transact the next level. So it's all about that's why the longer time frames really help you. The 5-minute candles are going to get whipsawed by all this stuff. Apple still coming down, and Microsoft, Dow, Russell, XLF all still trending down. And now we're failing back below the morning low, and this should take us down into new lows right here. Do you think NASDAQ would reverse the downside once or twice I said forward based on this SR level? The morning low is what I'm looking at. NASDAQ is still holding morning low. ES is below the morning low. So I'm just trying to track this price action candle to candle. All I know is that IV is still elevated. VIX is still elevated. So I can expect aggressive moves. Just like yesterday, we were popping like a 30-point range. So I can expect aggressive moves. And I'm trying to really focus on multiple time frame analysis here so I can paint what's going on, because the 30-minute right now has an aggressive top wick. And knowing what we know about VPA, if I get an aggressive hammer candle with volume that fails on the very next candle to go down, that is a pretty bearish setup. Because of that amount of bullishness with, I don't know why I said that, that's so bullishness. If that amount of bullishness can be bottom wicked and then sold, that tells you how strong the sellers actually are, especially if we're holding under the morning low. But what delta do you shoot for when selling the short-dated puts? For me, delta is a secondary conversation, which may be against the traditional grain. The first thing I'm going to look for is I'm going to go to my SPX charts and ES charts, and I'm going to look for where the supports are in the market. I'm going to pick a time where I think the market cannot get to that point, and then I'm going to go in my option chain and see what the premium is at those levels. Luckily now, with the IV being this juiced and premiums being this juiced, I can get a lot of premium very far out. I'm talking 150 to 200 points out. I can still collect $4 and $5 premiums. And then from that, since I'm currently in a long put, I have to make sure the position's covered. I don't want to be in a put credit spread, nor do I want to have any uncovered naked premium, because uncovered naked premium uses up far too much capital. So I have to look to make sure that I've got enough coverage on my long put to pay for the trade, and I do. And then I start looking at the deltas to figure all that stuff out. Because right now, because I am biased short, I want to maintain negative delta. Once I flip positive delta, because I keep on shorting put, because a put is a negative delta product, and if you short a negative delta product, then now it becomes exposure to positive delta. I want to make sure I don't flip my portfolio into a positive delta scenario. I want to maintain negative delta, which IBKR, by the way, has a fantastic feature to tell you that. So I want to short just enough, or long just enough delta, which is a short put, just to make me a little bit of money. But I still want to maintain negative delta. And that's what I'm doing here. However, if things become aggressively bullish the next 4 days, I'm going to use that feature to short premium freaking left and right. I'm going to be like wide or short and premium until I see that little delta indicator flip positive. Do you think we have further down today? If this 30-minute candle fills red, yes, I would guess that we are going to trend down into the afternoon. There's nothing bullish about these charts right now. If you look to the daily chart, we haven't moved in almost 48 hours. Every single attempt by the bulls have been immediately smacked down. And when you get an aggressive move like we've had Friday into Monday, you want the bulls to respond somewhat. Even if it's a Fib 50 retracement or a retracement back up to the prior POC, you need to see the bulls defend something. All this looks like to me is absorption. When you are in a trend, one way or another, up or down, if the opposing party, if the best thing they could do is put on a doji on the daily, the strength still goes in the direction of the trend. Dojis still, like tie goes to the runner in baseball, the tie and the doji goes to the trend. So right now I'm still seeing strength in sellers. Spectacular book. It's a manifesto dealing his expertise in sportsmanship, strategy, strategic thinking, wing. I'll take a look. Let me go take a look at the options data. Still heavy. Right now, I'm not seeing a lot of options movement. It's, in fact, call selling and put selling. So I'm not seeing a lot of buying there one way or the other. Market flow is negative. 50-40 is the main GEX right now on SPX, which is 6 points lower. And here comes the red. They just put on a pretty decent order at 50-90. Isn't a doji the way to shake out the retail? I think the doji is incidental of shaking out retail. Yeah, shaking out anyone is the bottom wick, top wick, pinning flat, and then we have the move out. They're spoofing 50-90 right there. Yeah. Zero DT flow is pretty negative right now. Just looking through here. Red candles. There we go. Failing the 30-minute. More of an investment question. Is SPY or VOO more preferred? VOO is a fantastic product. I've seen a lot of people invest in VOO. I personally have SPY as my main vehicle, whether or not that's the best choice or not. But yeah, they're both fantastic products. S3 on SPY is strong support. A firm. It's a significant level. And Trader Jay's visiting with some family this week, so he's a little quiet. Is now a good time to DCA into my May 31st put, considering this a downtrend confirmation? Yeah. Here we go. There's no way I read that correctly. Hole in 18 out of 4. ES is retesting back under the morning low. Alrighty, what are we doing? 5102. Nasdaq has 17,900. The volume candles in TradingView are sick. You talk about, yeah, I love them. I love them. Top wick still coming off here. Theta has been killing me. Can you screenshot the volume candle for a quick view? Yeah. Let me just 1 second. Let me turn it back on. Man, I got to fix this stupid thing. Here we go. All right, there is the volume candle setup, which I really enjoy. You see the different size volume candles when volume comes in and out. If this fails on SPY, it might be a crazy drop. I completely agree. This is the last line of defense, and the buyers have attempted, but if they give out this prior pre-market low, it's going to get spicy. We will wipe lower. What's up, Corey? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate the support of the community, as always. I didn't see it till just now, so I apologize, but thank you. How did you do that? If you go to the top left where you could select like the volume, Heiken Ashi, Renko, all that kind of stuff, it'll say volume candles. You may not have it if you don't have the premium subscription. It's a beta. It's still in beta mode. ES is coming off here. Nice. I know you do, Danny. You got that gabagoo, baby. All the options flow in data is still negative. In fact, put buying has started to increase on SPY. It's gone from put selling to put buying and call selling. So the flow is still negative. The order flow is down to 50.80 and still 50.55 on ES. Yeah, the more volume, the thicker the candle. But I would be positioned, I'd be ready, because if this thing takes out the prior low, it's going to get spicy. Because what's occurring here? With all of these touches at 50.80, what's occurring? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 15 touches between 50.80 and 50.85. Not accumulation, absorption. Absorption. Multiple attacks like this with aggressive sells is absorption. They're absorbing every time they give a little tap-taparoo to the support. They're absorbing more support, absorbing more demand, absorbing more demand. And if the question is, if supply overcomes demand, we transact lower until we find the next demand. That's the whole process of markdown. You trend down until you hit the demand, and then you consolidate. And then if there's still too much supply, we transact through that demand, trend down until we find the next demand. And we do that process over and over and over until the market finds the point at which demand overcomes supply, and then we bounce. And then we begin the markup phase. And then we do the opposite. We trend up until we find supply, we consolidate, so on and so forth. Red candles coming down, 50.83. Yeah, it's great stuff, Dan. I love it. $50.81 down to $50.65. They're adding more liquidity lower. They've been spoofing this cat right here, but liquidity is skewed south, and the flow is down. Negative 3,500. Look at the CVE just dump right there. The big difference today versus yesterday, no icebergs. No icebergs. Yesterday, thousands, like tens of thousands of icebergs. Today, nothing. Very small potatoes. $50.65, $50.80. But what do we have seen the past 2 days? In fact, the past 3 days. Very aggressive, sustained bullish moves in pre-market, only to dump during the session. We happened Friday, big sell-off. It happened Monday, big sell-off. I'm sorry, it happened Monday, big sell-off. It happened yesterday, and it happened this morning. We had a 8-hour trend up today in pre-market that never stopped, and then we sell off. So be wary of those big moves that do not pull back, whether it be down or up. Next time when we finally do enter into a trend up, anytime we see an aggressive sell during that sustained in pre-market, get ready to buy the dip. Make note of it. Screenshot it and put it in your notes. Still have 50.80 right here. All right, May puts are. So my May puts are almost back to 100% again, and the short puts are still over 40% profit each. It's beautiful. I got nothing but green skies, baby. Green skies. That'd be weird if we had green skies. Can we get through 50.80 and transact to 50.55? Just tap that liquidity. Ninja Turtles, yeah. Multiple time frame analysis says massive top wick on the 30-minute. We have a small green here on the 5, and the 15 is a doji. Are you just selling zeros every day? Not zeros, but short dated options. Yeah. Put them in the trades channel. You can take a look at that strike. 50.85 still defending that level. Nice little downtrend. We do have a little bit of a trend line forming on ES. So right now what we have is a descending triangle. Now, strictly in the world of Anna Colling's VPA, she talks about this. This is a bearish triangle. There's a difference between a descending wedge and a descending triangle. Descending triangles are bearish. Descending wedges are bullish because that says that the sellers are starting to weaken. So if you have the VPA book, if you want to see a live action representation, go to chapter 11 on the VPA book, and it'll tell you what this pattern is showing. that we should accumulate or absorb and break down here. Page 170, figure 11.13. We need volume to confirm, though. Dealers make people buy and sell fake outs. There you go. Thanks, Dan. Destroy their confidence in the move of the market. It's crazy how psychological warfare. Well, they have billions and billions of dollars, and obviously tons of money wrapped up in the market, and they've done decades of research. Psychological levels. Where do people tend to buy? Where do people tend to sell? And not to mention, they're paying for data from all the brokerages, from all order flow, from the exchanges, to figure out where that order flow is actually sitting. And they'll sweep that liquidity, not to target necessarily you, but the general market, the collective market. So if you could think about the market literally being a Venus flytrap, and if you fly too close to it, it's going to num on your orders, then you can play appropriately. Imagine going to play blackjack, except the dealer absolutely knows what cards you're going to get every single time. $50.81. Still pinned to the low. Yeah, and they have a little button to press more aces, print more aces. Yeah. If we take out this 50.77, I would expect a shift lower, probably into this lower liquidity of 50.55. This guy keeps spoofing up here. Keep an eye on him. But overall, we got to take out 50.75. That's the pre-market low. Right now, we're just failing this. We're testing the lower range at the moment. 4 minutes, and I have to wrap up the Bookmap stream. I think so too, Miss 50. I think so too. IWM, millions of put buyers hitting the tape. The 0 DTE flow just switched into put buying from call selling into put buying. Microsoft is put buying, Tesla put buying. The only thing that has positive flow is Google. Q's strong put buying just picked up. Let's take a look at the 0 DTE GEX. See what it has for me. 5040 is a 0 DTE GEX, which we are currently right on top of. And then we have 5,000. So everything points to a little bit of negative behavior here. Am I coming on back on for Bookmap? Yeah, I'll come back on for a few minutes. I think we are imminent for a move here. But yeah. There we go, top wick. Be ready. Be ready. All right, here we go. Red, new low of the day and going for pre-market lows of 50.77. Still transacting lower. Still transacting lower. Right here. Wish I had your knowledge. Amazing. Oh, thanks. Well, you can have it. If a jabroni like me can learn this stuff, then y'all can too. Trust me. Boom. New low of the day for ES, and down we freaking go. Oh, yeah. Blasting. Blasting. Negative pattern, negative order flow, negative options data, negative market awareness. All points towards downside. Just swept the prior lows. And now we're on deck for S3, baby. I'm sorry, S5. We've already taken out S3. S5. That's the major significant level we just swept. And guess what? The May puts are back over 100%, baby. Holy smokeronies. Oh, man. Gotta love it. I gotta love it. I gotta love it. Anyway, that is the first hour, or the only hour of the Bookmap stream. So, unfortunately, I have to shut off the stream for Bookmap. We will be switching back over to the normal exclusive Bookmap, or the Discord stream. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Again, the normal Thursday 1 p.m. streams for Bookmap have now switched to Mondays at 10:30 Eastern, 11:30 Eastern. I appreciate you being here. Until next week, y'all have a great day. I'm out. See ya.